So you've died. Again. This time, maybe it was a tree. A very, very angry tree. Or perhaps you froze to death on a mountain because you thought your troll-hide tunic was probably fine. Or you were just politely reminded by a mosquito the size of a seagull that the plains biome is not a picnic spot. Welcome to Valheim. On paper, Valheim is another survival game. You know the checklist. Punch wood, build shack, fight monster, don't starve. It's a genre that can sometimes feel administrative, like you're the overwhelmed office manager of your own miserable existence. But Valheim is different. It doesn't just want you to survive, it wants you to belong. It drops you, a fallen Viking warrior, into the 10th Norse world, not as a prisoner, but as a groundskeeper. Odin's cosmic fixer-upper. Your job? Clean up this purgatorial wilderness by defeating the big bad beasts ruining the feng shui. It's a premise that's equal parts epic and silly, and it sets the tone for everything that follows. For a game about proving yourself to the Allfather, it's remarkably chill. You will experience moments of heart-pounding terror, sure, but sandwiched between hours of what I can only describe as Viking cottagecore. It's this magical and, I believe, intentional contradiction that makes Valheim something special. It's a game where the path to glory is paved with perfectly aligned roof beams and a really nice carrot farm. Now, before you think you're going to have to take out a second mortgage for another pretty, albeit punishing game, let's talk price. Valheim sits on Steam asking for about £15 sterling, 17 euros, $20, or a quarter inch of a toenail instead of an arm and a leg. That's less than a decent takeout meal, and frankly, it provides significantly more sustenance. At full price, the sheer amount of game you get is almost suspicious. I've almost spent just as much on 2 coffees that gave me anxiety, whereas Valheim gives me anxiety and a lovely waterfront property. For the cost of a movie ticket, you're buying a one-way trip to hundreds of hours of building, boss fighting, and sailing into the unknown. It might be the most cost-effective Viking simulator on the market, or, depending on how many times a Death Skeeto sends you back to the Stone Age, the most expensive in terms of your personal pride. So let's put on our metaphorical helmet, preferably one with good pierce resistance, and take a proper look at what makes this world tick, and occasionally send a falling tree to crush us with the weight of our lack of awareness. First impressions matter, and Valheim's first impression is, oh, this is older? Let's be honest, the screenshots don't always scream next gen. It's got this low poly, almost PS2 era aesthetic. Characters are a bit blocky, textures are simple. But then you start playing, and within minutes, the initial thought completely evaporates. Because Valheim isn't chasing photorealism, it's chasing a feeling. It's a world built for atmosphere, using polygons as its brush, not its boast. The genius is in the lighting and the filters. The sun doesn't just rise, it bleeds gold and orange across the meadow, casting long, dramatic shadows from those charmingly chunky trees. Rain isn't just a visual effect, it blurs the world, mutes the colors, and makes your little wooden hut feel like the coziest place in all the 10 realms. Each biome is a distinct mood board. The Black Forest isn't just darker trees, it's a claustrophobic, blue-tinted fairy tale grove where shafts of light struggle to hit the forest floor. The swamp is a perpetual depressing dusk, all murky greens and browns, where the most cheerful thing is probably a leech. And the Mistlands? The Mistlands are what happens when the art department discovers the fog slider and decides to commit a beautiful, terrifying war crime with it. You can't see 10 feet in front of you, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's a constant reminder that technical prowess and artistic vision are not the same thing. Valheim's look is a conscious, cohesive choice. It runs on a toaster, for one, which is a modern miracle, but more importantly, it creates a world that feels like a storybook illustration come to life. A storybook where the illustrations can and will murder you. It's timeless, it's evocative, and it proves that sometimes the right aesthetic beats a billion high-definition grass blades every time.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
If the visuals set the stage, the sound design is what sells the performance. Valheim is a masterclass in audio atmosphere. Let's start with the peaceful part, because that's where you'll spend 60% of your time, pretending you're not about to go fight a giant sludge monster. The ambient sounds are pure, unadulterated ASMR. The rustle of leaves in a gentle breeze. the distant call of a deer, the soft lap of water against your dock. And the fire, oh the fire. Take a listen. The crackle of a hearth in Valheim is the digital equivalent of a weighted blanket. It's the sound of safety, of progress, of a job well done. You will stand there just listening to your forge fire, feeling profoundly at peace, while outside, greylings are probably throwing rocks at your pet boar. Then there are the sound effects for your actions. Every interaction has a deeply satisfying chunky oomph to it. Chopping wood isn't a light tap, it's a heavy, resonant, followed by the and. Mining copper has this heavy that feels like you're actually striking something substantial. Even picking berries has a nice juicy. They make the simple act of existing in this world feel physically grounded and rewarding. But the real star is the music, or rather, the strategic use of it. In the safe meadows, you get these gorgeous, melancholic tracks with a lone flute or a soft lyre. It's contemplative, almost sad. You're a warrior in purgatory after all. But the moment you step into a hostile biome, silence. Or rather, silence replaced by ominous, unsettling ambiance. The crunch of your feet on snow, the howl of a mountain wind. You are alone. Alright, the world looks and sounds amazing, but is it any fun to actually play? The survival genre is littered with beautiful, boring chores. So how does Valheim avoid the trap? It starts with what I call the tangible grind. In many games, progression is abstract. You get experience points, a number goes up, and suddenly you can wear a better hat. Or you can finally wear those socks that Granny gave you for Christmas that one year. In Valheim, you are your own logistics company. To get bronze, you don't just find a bronze node, you find tin on a coastline. You find copper in a dark forest. You mine them, which takes forever and attracts every angry little woody in a 5-mile radius. Then you have to cart hundreds of pounds of ore, often through hostile territory, back to your base. Then you need to smelt it, which requires coal, which means you need to cut wood or explore a dungeon. Then you can finally make a bronze axe, under the proud, watchful eye of the Allfather. This sounds tedious. In practice, it's transformative. Every new piece of gear carries the weight, literal and figurative, of the journey you took to make it. That bronze axe isn't just +3 damage. It's the memory of that troll that almost got you while you were mining. That new longship is the triumph of finally getting enough iron out of those horrible, waterlogged crypts in the swamp. The game turns logistics into adventure. And it structures this adventure around the best carrot-on-a-stick mechanic in recent memory: bosses. Valheim is a tour of increasingly terrifying bosses, and your ticket to each new destination is the trophy of the last area's boss. It's a genius, gated progression. You can't just run to the endgame, you have to earn each step. And the bosses themselves are these fantastic, nerve-wracking set pieces. They're not just big health bars, they change the rules of the arena. The giant stag gives you the means to mine tin and copper. The elder, or angry treebeard, gives you the key to the swamp crypts. Bone Mass, the giant gelatinous blob, no, not that one, this one, prepares you for the bitter cold of the mountains. Motor, the magnificent ice dragon, unlocks the ability to process the plane's most precious and dangerous materials. And the Queen, buried deep in the Mistlands, feels like a final exam for your mastery of magic and vertical combat. Now, I have to give a special shout out to however you pronounce this. From the plains. He's a giant skeletal thing missing his lower half, looking less like a fearsome foe and more like a forgotten lawn ornament from the world's most metal garden center. Don't let the appearance fool you, though. He'll cheerfully bathe you in meteor showers and laser beams. And in the fiery ashlands, you finally confront Vader, a being so intimidating he makes the previous bosses look like rowdy grey dwarfs. Each one is a milestone, a skill check, and a story you'll tell later. Defeating one isn't just a win, it's a passport. It opens up a whole new chapter of discovery. This brings us to the crown jewel of Valheim's gameplay. This isn't just placing prefab walls, this is a structural engineering simulator disguised as a Viking fantasy. You have to think about stability, support, roofing. A poorly supported ceiling will literally collapse in a shower of splinters. It's punishing, but in a way that makes your successes glorious. Your base evolves from a leaky lean-to a cottage, a longhouse, and a sprawling fortress. You'll start caring about sightlines, defensive walls, moats, the classic dig a hole around everything meta, and interior design. Is the chimney drawing smoke properly? Are the beds close enough to the fire for the rested bonus? You become a real estate developer and a general contractor, all to keep those pesky trolls from turning your dream home into a pile of matchsticks. And the final, secret ingredient to all of this?
Brother,
While Valheim is a solemn, lonely pilgrimage solo, it transforms into a glorious, chaotic Viking sitcom with friends. Suddenly, the grind becomes a group project. One friend is farming, another is smelting, two are off getting murdered in a dungeon, and someone is just standing on the roof throwing mushrooms at passers-by. The shared struggle, the collective "oh no" when someone aggroes a whole fueling village, the triumphant voyages on a ship manned by your crew. It's where the game's heart beats the loudest. It's a co-op masterpiece. So after all that, is Valheim a good game? The short answer is an easy yes. It's a phenomenal achievement, especially for a small team. It's a game of stunning atmosphere, incredibly satisfying loops, and a unique, cohesive vision that sticks with you. The work feels like adventure, and the adventure often ends in a quiet moment by the fire, admiring the roof you just built. But the longer, more honest answer is, it's a masterpiece for a specific mood and a specific player. If you need constant, handheld action, clear quest markers, and a sprint to the finish line, Valheim will frustrate you. Its pace is deliberate. Its greatest pleasures are slow burn. It's a game about the journey, not the destination. There will be stretches of farming, organizing chests, and trying to get that one roof piece to snap correctly. While the Ashlands update added a massive, fiery endgame zone, the final biome, the Deep North, is still on the horizon, though I may be wrong about this one. You can play for 200 hours and have a complete feeling experience, but the story's last chapter is still potentially being written. For some, that's a deal breaker. For others, it's just an excuse to revisit the world later. So who is this for? This is for the patient builder, the adventurous explorer who doesn't mind getting lost, the friend who wants a shared project, the person who finds a weird peace in chopping down a virtual forest while listening to a podcast. It's for anyone who's ever looked at a survival game and thought, I wish this felt more like an adventure, and less like a spreadsheet. Valheim isn't just a good survival game, it's one of the best vibes games ever. It's a mood. It's the feeling of a storm outside while you're safe inside. It's the triumph of sailing home loaded with treasure. It's the shared laugh when your friend gets knocked off a mountain by a stone golem. It's a harsh, beautiful, funny, and deeply rewarding purgatory. And honestly, I wouldn't want my Viking afterlife any other way. Thanks for watching. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some roofs to repair. A troll was expressing some architectural criticism earlier. See you in the next one.